Hello, my name is Rob Ribby and I'm director here at Honey Rock, and I'm excited to talk to you about Advanced Camp. Advanced Camp is one of the most unique and powerful programs at Honey Rock, and it is at a critical time for young people between junior high and high school, and helping to equip and prepare them to manage that significant transition. It's a 3-week program that has a wilderness trip, some significant in-camp experiences around our activity areas and Bible studies, and then thirdly has a significant service component. The whole goal of the program is to prepare them and help them understand who they are and how they can stand for Christ and live in healthy and whole ways as they enter the significant years of high school. I think it is one of the best investments you can make at this important time in their lives. We hope to see you next summer. God bless.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for tuning in to the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network for tonight's matchup between the Lady Vikings of North Park and your Wheaton College Thunder. These two teams previously matched up in early December, with the Thunder rolling to an easy W, defeating the Vikings 81-32. I'm Macy Weeks, alongside the familiar voice of Wheaton Junior Cassidy Thornburg. We've got a busy night ahead, as tonight's game is the annual Cancer Awareness Game. We'll have an opportunity for you viewers at home to donate or bid for some serious prizes in our silent auction as we raise funds for the Sarcoma Foundation of America throughout tonight's game. Follow the instructions listed on the scoreboard for tonight's broadcast. If you can give even a little, please don't hesitate, because tonight, thanks to the generosity of an anonymous donor, any donation made will be matched up to $10,000. Now, let's talk gameplay. Cassidy, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a different game tonight, as both the Bergs are out due to injury. What do you think we're going to be seeing on the floor tonight?
Yes, Macy, like you mentioned, it's going to be a different story for the Thunder here in King, given that Jen Berg went down just last Saturday during the game, has been out since, wasn't able to compete on Wednesday night, and you can definitely tell that in that game it affected the Thunder's play. And so tonight they're going to need to adjust again to the absence of Jen Berg, but given that they had such great success against North Park in one of their first CCIW games back in December, I think that the Thunder, like you said earlier, could roll to an easy win tonight, which might give them the confidence going forward that they've really lacked in these past few weeks.
That's true, and Christy Dembski is going to get her second start of the season tonight. We'll be back in just a minute after the national anthem and listing of the starters.
Funds for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. Last spring, All-American point guard Katie McDaniels was diagnosed with a rare bone cancer called chondrosarcoma. After surgery last May, thankfully she is cancer-free today. Help us find a cure by donating to tonight's effort in the lobby during today's game at halftime, between games, whenever you can. Thanks to an anonymous donor, all donations raised tonight will be matched up to $10,000. Every little bit helps, so please consider donating. Good evening and welcome to tonight's basketball game between the North Park University Vikings and your Wheaton College Thunder. At this time, we'd ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Here are the starting lineups for the Vikings from North Park University. Number 5, a 5'9" sophomore from Chicago, Sinead McMalloy. Number 15, a 5'4" sophomore from Glenbard North High School in Glendale Heights, Illinois, Zakia Newsome. Number 22, a 6'even" freshman from Adairsville, Georgia, Josie Somerville. Number 23, a 5'6" freshman from Schaumburg, Illinois, Kayla Patterson. And number 33, a 5'7" freshman from Wheaton Warrenville South High School, Jayla Johnson. North Park is coached by Amanda Crockett, assisted by Annie Shane. Here are the starters for your Wheaton College Thunder. A 5'10" sophomore from Fishers, Indiana, number 12, Hannah Williams. Number 14, a 6'2" senior from Champaign, Illinois, Devin Kyler. A 5'11" junior from East Peoria, Illinois, number 15, Jordan Myroth. Number 23, a 5'9" junior from Raleigh, North Carolina, Christy Dembski. And number 34, a 6'2" junior from Batavia, Illinois, Hannah Frazier. The Thunder is coached by Kent Madsen, assisted by Katie Cuthbert, Allie Paluchniak, and Annie Gensler.
Welcome back. I'm Macy Weeks alongside Cassidy Thornburg. We're going to run through your starters one more time for North Park: Malloy, Newsome, Somerville, Patterson, and Johnson. For the Thunder, Williams, Kyler, Myroth, Dembski, and Frazier. We'll get this game started in just a second with the tip-off.
All right, Macy, so earlier tonight we were talking about the last time these two teams played and faced off, and the favorite was definitely with the Thunder in that game, taking the lead from the start and holding it till the end. So tonight in this game, if the Vikings are going to want to put up a fight against the Thunder, they're really going to have to start off the bat really strong in order to put some points on the Thunder before the Thunder take the momentum.
Already starting off hot there, just like you said, Cassie. North Park wins the tip. We'll see Newsome look for something here. Swings to number 23, Patterson. Kyler with a good deflection there. Dempsey hustles after, isn't able to pick it up.
Yeah, interesting deflection by Devin Kyler. I don't think she really recognized it because she could have ran with the ball with that one, but again, good defensive move.
North Park with some good ball work there, using their height disadvantage to make something work. Frazier inside, kicks out to Dembski. Myroth looks to drive in, kicks back out to Kyler. Kyler with an opening, can't get in. We'll see fast break, but pulls it back. Patterson passes to Malloy. She'll look around for something. Newsome looks to set it up. Inside, Hannah Frazier gets her tangled up in there. And that'll be out on Thunder. Viking ball.
Yeah, the Thunder really need to get things working from the get-go. Devin Kyler, last time these two teams played, really helped lead things out for the Thunder. Getting 11 rebounds and scoring 8 points. So tonight she's going to be on her game because I think the Thunder are really going to be looking to her in the absence of Jen Berg to kick things off for them.
New Park with a second chance opportunity. They'll look to get another good shot off as the shot clock resets. Drive inside, great pass under the basket by number 23 Patterson. That'll be number 22 Somerville who puts that point in. North Park now leads 4-0. Wheaton looking to get a quick bucket here.
Yeah, great follow through there by Somerville for the Vikings. Perfect positioning under the hoop.
Thunder looking a little stagnant right now, but Myroth with a great cut. Unfortunately, gets tangled up under the basket and isn't able to make anything of it. Luckily, still Thunder ball. Myroth will take it out here.
This is an unexpected start for the Thunder, a little sloppy.
Yeah, wide open there by Kyler, unable to make it go. Newsome doing a great job of getting it pushed up the floor quickly. Lots of penetration by the Vikings here. Deflected by Dembski. Ball in Johnson's hand, looks inside, and it falls. We're now 6-0 here in King Arena. Thunder looking for a bucket. Can Myroth get it here? Miscommunication there. Fast break comes by Newsome. Easy layup, and she finishes. Timeout by the Thunder. Not a great start for a team I'm sure they thought they'd be rolling over it.
Beautiful drive by Newsome, though. Got to see she had the basket in sight. Nothing getting in her way there. But yeah, the Thunder, really tough start. Coming off of their game on Wednesday night against Aggie. The loss, I think they really have a lack of momentum here and are really struggling to pull things together as a team.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes when you think a game is going to be easier, it's hard to get that good start because you're not quite as pumped up. But hopefully this is what the Thunder needed to light a fire and come out and get a couple baskets here. You know, 8 points this early, not a big deal, but the Thunder's going to need to turn it on quickly. We'll see Kyler passing to Myroth. Myroth pushing it up the floor. Over to Dembski. Williams with a cut inside. Williams on the wing. One hand pass to Dembski behind the back. Can't find anything, gets it into Frazier. Another turnover. Number 23, Patterson coming up the floor. Will she put it in? Blocked by Hannah Frazier. Up to Myroth. Myroth looks to get inside. Does not fall. North Park doing a good job of being patient and really penetrating. We see Newsome bringing it up the floor now. To the wing to Malloy. Gets inside on that left hand. Fouled and one.
Yeah, it's going to be called against Dembski. Right under the basket here. You can see it on the replay as she drives in. Dembski just gets her hand caught in there.
Malloy will look to get another point on the board here, putting them up 11-0. And it's in. Hannah Swider will enter the game for Kristen Dembski.
Vikings on top of their game. Malloy, not typically the strongest for the Vikings from the free throw line, but did a great job of putting that one up. Typically around 50% when it comes to the charity stripe.
Hannah Williams does little penetration and dishes to Myroth. Myroth using her speed out to Swider. Swider shoots. Does not fall. Wilson gets the ball inside. Looked like a block from Kyler, but refs disagree there. A little frustration, but we'll see it here on the replay. Yeah, it came down. Obviously, any time that you get that swing, it's going to be tough for them to call it a block. Jayla Johnson puts up a free throw, and it's in. Her second free throw is good. Rough start here in King Arena for the Thunder. 13-0 now.
Vikings on their free throw game, yet to miss one.
Working inside to Frazier. Myroth kick out to Swider. Her second three, will it fall? It will not, it's short. Frazier gets aggressive for the rebound, but North Park comes out with it. Villison looks to drive left-handed. Williams is able to block that down.
And that's one thing that the Thunder have really been struggling with these past few games is rebounds. They're shockingly second in the conference when it comes to defensive rebounds, but these past few games they've not even been close to hitting their mark. Really struggling both with those offensive and defensive rebounds.
Yeah, and such a tall team, that's something that, you know, Wheaton really should be capitalizing on. We're going to see a couple substitutions here. It looks like Coach Matson's going to go with something else, and it's time. We'll see an entire lineup switch here. Looks like Taylor Sanders, Jane Ortlip, Kristen Madsen.
Wow, and this is incredible. We have not seen this yet this season. Like you said, entire lineup switch up. We're bringing in all freshmen and sophomores on the court now. So Coach Madsen really looking for a change, really looking for someone else to carry the Thunder over the Vikings.
We'll see Sanjul here pass it over to Ortlip. Sanders gets that ball deflected but stays aggressive, is able to hang on to it. They'll call it a jump ball. Ball stays with the Thunder.
Yeah, great job by Sanders there to stay with it. That's one thing for these youngsters as they get the opportunity to be in the game is this is their chance to prove themselves. And so we've got to see them show up if they want to continue to get into the game and make a name for themselves for the Thunder.
Absolutely. We'll see number 21, Sophie Layhockey, enter the game for North Park. Neeram looks to pass in, and it's deflected by North Park. I'll tell you what, Cassidy, they must have really zoned in on some serious game plans before this game because North Park is executing. Ball goes to Sanjul. She's looking a little stagnant, but Thunder finds someone. Ortlip looks inside. Ball to Neeram. Shot clock runs out as Sanjul tries to get one off quickly and is unable. Still 13-0 here in King Arena.
Man, and nobody was even counting down or calling that out. The Thunder are really lacking awareness right now and really need to get their teamwork back on its mark. While the Vikings are just thriving, they are in sync and they're just continuing to put points up.
We have another foul for the Thunder. The third team foul. This time will go to Kristen Madsen.
Something, too, about the last time these two teams faced off is both teams found themselves in a lot of foul trouble, ringing up to 4 players in foul trouble from both sides. Jordan Myroth actually fouled out last time these two teams faced, so they're going to need to be careful of that going into the rest of this game.
Saw a big block out there by Xander, who's taking it out of bounds right now. Going to look for that corner. Able to penetrate inside. Ortlip able to do some damage, tangling her up, but not enough. 3 falls for Villison, putting North Park up 16-0 on the Thunder.
Wow, what a shot by Villison. Not really her strong suit either. When it comes to three-pointers, she's a 26%.
Off the foot of Sanjul, but blocked down by Ortlip. Great job. Turnover could have been a really tough, easy basket for North Park, but fortunately enough, Ortlip hustled down and was able to make it a sideline out of bounds play here. Shot clock at 20 seconds here. North Park been patient all night, looking to penetrate inside. Ball to Lahaki. Xander drives in and gets fouled.
Yeah, looking at this on the replay, drives into the basket.
Lahaki with her first point of the night.
Vikings still yet to miss a free throw.
We'll see number 10, Jackie Rapp, enter the game. Sanjul gets the ball, headed up the floor. Passes over to Ortlip. Sanders cuts across. Naniram. Good screen by Sanders. But they'll call it an offensive foul. We're seeing Hannah Frazier back in the game. First time any starter re-enters.
Hopefully the addition of Hannah Frazier on the court can put some points up on the board for the Thunder.
Looks like we're going to see Somerville re-enter the game for North Park. Cassidy, what do you think's going on here? 0-18 in King Arena.
Man, I don't know. When I was pouring over the statistics for this game, this is the last thing I expected, is for the North Park Vikings to be up 18-0. It's exciting for the Vikings because especially with the CCIW tournament opening up and allowing 6 teams to compete instead of 4, they're really going to get the opportunity to move into the tournament if they can get the win here over the Thunder. But man, the Thunder are really struggling. They've been struggling the past few games, but you would have expected to come out against the Vikings stronger than they have and at least put up some points. So for them to be dry and have not put up any points is remarkable.
Absolutely. We're going to see the ball in there to Somerville. Billison shoots and misses. Jump ball going Thunder's way. Myroth and Williams, both starters, have re-entered the game. Myroth pushes up the floor. Hannah Williams looking, nothing. Frazier looking to get inside, kicks out to Myroth. Myroth cross court to Neeram. Neeram looking to get inside, can't do it, passes out to Williams. Looks out to Frazier. Frazier looks to get inside. Shot missed. Somerville with that rebound. Billison pushing up the floor, passes off to Rapp. Cross court there. Kirsten Madsen on that deflection results in a steal for Williams. Myroth up the floor to Neeram. Neeram will shoot. Misses the open shot, but follows and is able to keep the ball on Thunder's side. That's great hustle there.
I gotta say, I'm glad that Neeram took that shot. Though she missed, I think the Thunder need to be taking more shots from outside the arc. That's their strong shoot. They're one of the strongest teams in conference when it comes to three-pointers. And Hannah Williams actually leads the conference in three-pointers. So they really should be taking more shots from outside rather than continuing to drive in the paint because it's just not working.
Yeah, and at this point you have to be looking anytime you get an open shot to shoot it. Kirsten Madsen got fouled on that last play there. Myroth gets inside. Madsen looks to shoot but thinks about it and missed the opportunity. Myroth inside to Frazier. Frazier gets fouled. This will be the first opportunity of the night for the Thunder to be at the charity stripe. Frazier should put these in and get the Thunder on the board.
Right, and like you said, Frazier should put these in. She has a very high free throw percentage. When she's at the line, she shoots 78%. There it is right there.
The score is now 1-18 here in King Arena. Hopefully it can be 2. And it's good. Hopefully that's what the Thunder needed to kind of kickstart this game. It's just 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Some of the top teams in the NBA shoot from around 70 to 80%. So for Hannah Frazier to be up there, that says a lot about what she can do at the charity stripe.
Neeram into Myroth. Myroth looking around here, try to get inside using her speed. And she does it. There you go.
There it is.
4-18. Thunder slowly cutting away at this. Lahaki over to Rapp. Hannah Williams gets a hand on it. Frazier blocks it down, is able to grab that. Myroth up the floor, tries to use her speed again. Madsen looks for that shot, and it's good.
Woo! What a shot. Madsen has improved her three-pointers over this season time and time again. She's just continuing to put them in from outside the arc.
Villison over to Rapp. Lahaki gets the ball, back to Villison, passing around the arc a little bit. Inside, and Johnson is able to knock that shot down.
Yeah, the Thunder really...
Myroth with a big pass there. Frazier will shoot, and it's out. Frazier rebounds that ball. Williams on the outside, and it's in.
And this is the Thunder team, strong from outside the arc. With those back-to-back three-pointers from Madsen and now Williams, we're starting to see the Thunder that we know.
Cut the lead to 10 points here in the last minute. Johnson gets in. There's a foul and a travel called. Travel comes first. Thunder ball. We're going to see some 3 substitutions for the Vikings.
Yeah, they'll show the replay here again of the foul and then the travel, getting it to go the other way for the Thunder.
Madsen up to Williams, inside to Frazier. Frazier turns. Neeram gets inside. I think it might have been a foul there on her. Yes, foul for Neeram. Ball will go to the Vikings. And we'll have number 15, Newsom, at the line. Newsom knocks her first down.
Newsom, the strongest shooter from the free throw line for the Vikings, shooting at about 80%.
Newsom puts a second in. Myroth gets it out of bounds. Heads over to Hannah Williams. Back to Myroth.
To give you a frame of reference, she's just above Hannah Frazier when it comes to free throws. So again, a very strong shooter.
Myroth looked over to Frazier, but it was tipped by the Vikings. Myroth will look to get it inbounds here. Over to Frazier. Has the lane open. Shoots. And it's out. Rebound by the Vikings. 4 seconds left. Inside to Johnson. And it falls. But travel came first. Just 0.5 seconds left on the clock.
Wow, Macy, not the quarter we expected from either team, from the Thunder or the Vikings. The Vikings have really showed up in King tonight, not messing around, getting every point and making every single free throw. They're not the strongest team when it comes to free throws, so for them to be perfect from the line is radical. And then the Thunder drive for 18 points, an 18 lead over them by the Vikings, a team that they beat earlier in conference and held the lead over in that entire game earlier this season.
Yeah, and I think too part of the reason the Thunder kind of needs to come show something here, and this is a game that, you know, is honoring a former All-American point guard for their team, Katie McDaniels, and like we talked about earlier, Wheaton basketball is raising awareness and funds for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. Last spring, Katie McDaniels was diagnosed with a rare bone cancer called chondrosarcoma. After surgery last May, she's cancer-free. But help us find a cure tonight by donating to tonight's efforts by following the instructions listed just on the scoreboard on your screen. Thanks to an anonymous donor, all donations raised tonight will be matched up to $10,000. So every little bit is going to help us tonight. Thunder, really big game, important game tonight. We'd love to see them pull out a win as we celebrate this cancer-free Katie McDaniels, and as we raise awareness for this sarcoma.
So some first quarter statistics, no surprise, Jayla Johnson, leading scorer for the Vikings, 8 points in that first quarter with their total 22 points. Then for the Thunder, again, struggling to put points up, but leading for the Thunder is going to be Kirsten and Hannah Williams, who each knocked down a 3.
Newsome hustles after that volley, but that's over and back. Looks like we have all the starters back in. We'll see how this pans out here for the Thunder.
Yeah, something else to note from that first quarter is the Vikings are doubling the Thunder in rebounds, which again is shocking. The Thunder are really struggling to get rebounds, so they need to improve here and continue to get the ball moving the other direction.
Ball gets inside to Frazier, off one of the Vikings' legs. Hannah Williams able to pick it up. Hannah Williams shoots it. Rebound by the Vikings. We'll see Newsome be patient as she's been doing this entire game, looking for something. Patterson with the ball now. A little bit of a double team. Kyler jumps up. Looks like a foul for Kyler. That's going to be her second of the night.
Yeah, so Kyler finding herself in a little bit of foul trouble early on. Like I mentioned earlier in the game, when these two teams last faced off, that was kind of the story of the night, is both teams found themselves in foul trouble, and especially Jordan Myroth fouled out of that game.
Somerville looks for a shot there, but Myroth is able to block her down. Patterson with a shot. Bounces off the rim. Williams with the rebound. Over to Myroth. Myroth looking for something here. Frazier with the screen. Myroth's able to get inside. Pick and roll, and Frazier finishes.
Great teamwork there. We can get another combination going for the Thunder. That's what they need to continue to work together and get on the same page.
Vikings get inside and travel first. That's their third travel of the night. When they penetrate inside, get caught in that traffic. See Myroth bring the ball back up the floor. This could be Wheaton's first opportunity of the night to cut the lead below double digits. Dembski looks for a shot, but not there. Williams with a good cut. Turnover. Malloy with the ball now. Over to Newsome. Newsome looking around. Patterson has it on the wing. She looks to drive inside, get it on the left side. Gets fouled. Looks like she'll be back on the line. That foul came from Christine Dembski, it looks like.
Yeah, so you see Patterson finds herself in the block of Dembski. I don't know necessarily that I would have called that a foul, but the officials are being very on top of their calls tonight.
Yeah, and Patterson definitely did a good job of playing up that she was getting fouled on that. We'll see her go for another. She hits it. Kristen Madsen back in the game. In for Dembski.
And I think that's a good call by Coach Madsen to get Kirsten back in the game. Knocked down a 3 earlier. Hopefully they can get the ball to her on the outside and she can do so again.
Ball inside to Frazier, out to Kyler. Madsen. Madsen's looking around for something. Crossover. Back to Kyler. Kick out to Frazier. Frazier looks inside. Myroth immediately swings it back to her. Frazier looks to do her turn and hook, but can't get it to fall as she was fouled.
Yeah, and that was a solid performance by Hannah Frazier to get herself at the line. Again, shoots a 78% from the free throw line. Very solid shooter. See if she can knock down this one.
Hit the first. She'll go again here. And it's in. Again, back to a 10-point deficit, but slowly kind of picking away at that. Vikings, Malloy has ball now, shoots it. Just short. Frazier is able to pull down the rebound. Myroth kicks up to Madsen. She has numbers. Layup, and it's in. This is the first time that the deficit has been below double digits since the beginning of the game. Madsen with the rebound, the shortest player on the floor right now. Madsen will look to drive. Travel first.
Yeah, again, great call to put Madsen back in the game. You know, the Thunder have seemingly been rotating between players who have led this Thunder team. Obviously, the first half of the season, it was Hannah Frazier. But as of late, it's been switching between Myroth, Kyler in the game on Wednesday against Augie, and now I think Madsen, who just had a layup, rebound, and fast break.
Yeah, you're definitely looking for those players in these type of games that can add energy to the floor. Williams gets inside to Frazier. Frazier kicks to Madsen. Myroth with a three-pointer. And it bounces off the rim. Villison pushing up the floor, shoots from top of the key, and it'll fall.
Wow, what a shot from the outside. Again, Vikings are on their shooting game tonight.
Myroth gets it in the corner, up to Frazier. Hannah Williams up top, inside to Frazier. Frazier gets fouled.
So you can see as Frazier gets the ball here, that from behind, the Vikings get a hand foul.
Myroth up to Kyler. Myroth posting up there, kicks out to Williams. Williams gets inside and falls short on that. Jump ball though, Myroth was able to jump up and grab that.
So we're definitely seeing an increase in the performance by the Thunder from the first quarter, able to close the lead. North Park had over them a little bit and make some more rebounds. After the first quarter, the Vikings had them doubled in rebounds, so now it's just a 15-10 difference. But still, the Thunder need to get more points up on the board.
Newsom up to Malloy. Malloy looks inside. Malloy grabs that rebound from the ball she just missed. Newsom, shot clock resets, will look to be patient and get a good shot off. Somerville sets a screen. Unfortunately, the Vikings are not able to make anything of it.
So far, the story of the game tonight, the young, hopeful, and unexpected Vikings making a play against the Thunder and giving themselves a good look at that CCIW conference tournament.
Kyler wide open, looks for a three, and it falls. 19-27 here in King Arena. Thunder needs to get a couple quick baskets here before halftime just to up their confidence. Malloy shoots, falls off. Frazier with the rebound. Myroth look ahead, drives in. Malloy able to stop her drive though. Jayla Johnson re-enters the game for the Vikings.
Yes, Jayla Johnson leading the Vikings in points scored with 8.
Frazier down to Williams. Kyler looking inside, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Madsen, they're getting tangled up. Frazier, 3 for Frazier. 22-27, just
What
a 5-point deficit.
Stellar shot from Frazier. We'll see it here again on the replay. There it is, clean bucket. I gotta say, you gotta give a lot of credit to Kirsten Madsen on that one. Completely circled around the court, did a lot of hard work in order to get Frazier free and able to make that basket.
It's easy in times like that to kind of get panicky. There's lots of people around you, but Thunder did a good job of not letting that shot clock take them down, stress them out too much, and still got a good shot, able to cut it to 5.
Yeah, and with that shot, Hannah Frazier taking the lead as a lead scorer for the Thunder, total 9. Kirsten Madsen just behind her with 5. And then Jayla Johnson for the Vikings, 8 points. And Zakaya Newsom, 6 points, who's continued to get a lot of looks from the free throw line and has been successful there as well, as neither team has missed a shot or a point from the free throw line.
We want to remind you that Wheaton basketball is on a mission tonight to raise awareness and funds for the Sarcoma Foundation of America in honor of Katie McDaniels and her fight against chondrosarcoma. All donations made tonight will be matched up to $10,000. So please consider how you can contribute to tonight's event. Directions are on the scoreboard for how you can donate. We're back into action here with the Vikings against the Wheaton Thunder. I am Macy Weeks alongside Cassidy Thornburg. Newsome dribbling the ball up the floor, over to Johnson. Johnson just staying stationary. One dribble and stops, passes over to Malloy. Villison swings over to the wing. Frazier doing a good job of shutting down that inside. Johnson on the wing, dribbles inside and travel, trying to get her shoulder into Frazier to see if she could get the shot, but the refs were keen on that travel.
Yeah, second traveling call called against her tonight.
Frazier with the ball at the top. Williams looking around. Shoots over to Kyler. Myroth looking for something. Williams with a strong cut, but won't go through. Kyler looking for Frazier. Hannah Williams looking for something now. Kicks out to Madsen. Madsen passes over to Frazier at the top. Hannah Williams looks inside. 1 second left. Ball goes to the Vikings as the shot clock ran out.
It's moments like these that really show where the team is at, on the court tonight, and just that lack of awareness, not realizing when the shot clock's going to run out, is showing that the Thunder are just not fully aware, lacking confidence in their play, and not completely working on the same page as the team.
Wilson, great ball handler, gets herself in a little bit of a trap there, but gets it to Johnson. Johnson and Frazier, a little bit of a tangle under the basket, but Frazier's able to grab it. Myroth looking around here. Able to keep the ball under control, even though she thought she lost it. Back to Myroth from Kyler. Back to Kyler from Myroth. A little bit of a stagnant offense we've got here from the Thunder. Shot clock running out again. Frazier dribbles off a Viking player, and it is now Vikings ball. Villison has it. Going up against Frazier. Tries to shoot over her, but Frazier is able to pull down the rebound. Myroth, the spin move, puts it in. Left-hand layup. 24-27 here. Three-pointer could tie up this game. Villison dribbling up the floor.
Great move there by Myroth to drive it into the basket, though I think the Thunder need to be a little bit more vocal, because Hannah Frazier just behind her at the three-point line could have easily put one up from behind the arc.
Villison with a spin move. Goes for the floater and misses. Myroth pulls it down. Gets trapped in the corner a little bit by Villison, but able to kick over to Kyler. Kyler tries to thread the needle there and isn't able to quite do it. Off the Vikings' foot. Myroth will take it out of bounds. Just a minute and a half left here in King Arena. Madsen from the corner. Bounces off the rim.
Good look by Madsen. Saw success earlier from behind the arc, so great idea to put another one up.
Somerville looks to get it up, but Kyler blocks her down. Jump ball. Stays with the Vikings.
Yeah, Kyler found herself a couple times tangled up there under the basket.
Newsome, patient as always. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Kicks over to Patterson. Patterson looking inside. Myroth blocks her down. Kyler with the rebound, tried to behind the back to save it. Wasn't able to do it. They called that grab Kyler had out of bounds, I think. A little bit of discussion going on in the court. Refs are going to gather to discuss it now.
Yeah, so just 52 seconds away from halftime. At halftime, Katie McDaniel is going to get the opportunity to speak about Sarcoma Awareness Night and the funds that you can donate to her cause. So as we're continuing to figure things out on the court,
Malloy gets it out of bounds, passes in to Somerville, back to Malloy. Malloy looking around. Newsom back at the top of the key. Malloy on the wing. Shot over to Somerville. Patterson looking around. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Patterson looking to drive. Gets it inside, kicks out. Johnson goes for the shot, misses. Shot clock resets inside. Johnson, third putback. Kicks it out. Luckily missed. Kyler able to pull it down. Myroth looking to push up. Swings way over to Williams. Williams shoots and misses. Tried to reach over to grab her own rebound, but resulted in a foul. 11 seconds left. Vikings are going to look to get the last shot of the half. Newsom, of course, bringing the ball up. Looks to go left, kicks over. Patterson blocked down by Frazier, and that will end the first half. 24-27 here in King Arena. Cassidy, what are you thinking?
I am shocked, a little bit speechless at the way that this game has gone. The Vikings heading into the half on top of this one with a 3-point lead over the Thunder. The Thunder luckily closed the gap, but had an 18 string of points where they hadn't scored at all. Shocking, very shocking. You know, Coach Madsen really hounds in defense on his players and really wants them to be looking to play hard and stop the other team from putting up points. But I think right now, if you're heading into this halftime as a team that, if you're Coach Madsen, you really got to be hounding offense and really got to be looking for who's going to be putting points up on the board. And if you're asking that question, I think you do need to look to Kirsten Madsen, who's been successful from around the arc, as well as Hannah Frazier, who continues to drive and will get points within the paint.
And is a consistent player, of course. We're going to hear from a former consistent player, All-American Katie McDaniels, as she speaks about our night tonight.
And I am a Wheaton basketball alum of 2017, and I am a sarcoma survivor. My goal in sharing my story today is to provide perspective about this disease and the areas in which we desperately need your help. So for some quick education, sarcoma is a cancer of the connective tissues, and it takes on many forms in bones and soft tissues. Mine was in my proximal femur, which is basically in my hip. Near the end of my senior year, I endured a few months of pain that I wrongly assumed was attributable to a previous hip injury. I had kept quiet so that I could play the game that I loved. When I finally went to be evaluated, a mass was identified that had been growing inside my bone. A stress fracture had developed, and the bone was extremely weak. As you can imagine, the fear was great, but it was somewhat pacified by 3 physicians from highly regarded medical institutions that classified the mass as definitely benign. Something in my heart couldn't find peace with this, so we pursued a final opinion at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, where we received a confident response: this is chondrosarcoma, followed by, and it requires aggressive intervention as soon as possible. Shortly thereafter, I underwent a major procedure. The tumor was excised from my femur, the bone was refilled with biologic-grade cement, a bone graft was placed, and a chemotherapy wash used to kill any remaining cancer cells. It was a long and grueling recovery. That may sound difficult, and it was, but when it comes to this disease, I am one of the most fortunate, as my tumor was identified very early and in a treatable phase. Most every day, I am tearful with gratitude. A sarcoma diagnosis can be devastating for many reasons. It is unsettling to receive a diagnosis that many physicians are unfamiliar with, thus, all the people that inaccurately diagnose it as benign. As evidenced by my experience, getting to the proper diagnosis in itself is extremely difficult, and sarcomas are often not identified until it's too late. A second obstacle is that in the cases where sarcoma is accurately diagnosed, treatment options are often limited, especially in the late stages that the disease is often caught. Over 1 in 3 adults diagnosed with soft tissue sarcoma die within 5 years, a number that shows that there is still significant work to be done. One of the biggest struggles that I've encountered throughout this process has been navigating the post-traumatic stress and fear of this cancer having returned with every little ache or pain. It happened to me earlier this week, with the knowledge that if this was so and it did return, my options would be so limited. As I said previously, sarcoma is extremely rare, making up only 1% of adult cancer diagnoses. And as a rare disease, it is significantly under-researched and underfunded. We desperately need your help. Thank you so much for your consideration tonight. I acknowledge today that most of us in this gym have been affected in some way by cancer and other forms of illness, whether it be our diagnosis or that of a loved one. I praise God for each of you, and my hope is that we would be encouraged and have faith, because the God of the universe, who created the heavens, the earth, and everything in it, still reigns on the throne. In light of the gravity of this disease, the wonderful news is that we are not without hope. Progress is possible, and we serve a God that is so mighty and so gracious to us in all things, even those we don't understand and those that are especially painful. His love for us has overcome the pain and sorrow of this world, and we have infinite hope in a pain-free eternity. But while we remain on earth, let us never forget that our God is a God of mighty miracles. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you for being here, and to all that are able to donate time or resources to raise awareness and funds for sarcoma tonight. I think you can give here in person, outside, online, or via Venmo at Rankins Rowdies. You are honoring those who have fought before us, encouraging those that currently fight, and preventing this disease from causing further tragedy in the future. And I thank you so, so much. Thanks.
I think I sweated on the mic.
Christ at the Core is changing the way that we teach and learn on campus. It's the beginning of a 4-year journey, a pilgrimage, and study of the liberal arts in a Christian community.
The first time I heard about the Core Seminar was in my spring connection of my senior year. So what really stood out to me was what they said that went along the lines of, in order to know your career, you first have to know your identity. And that completely blew my mind, because all the other schools talked about how I could excel in this subject and grow in this career field, but no one asked me who I was. Through the seminar and through my professor, Dr. Keith Johnson, I've learned that being a student is a vocation. It is a calling. The Lord has placed me here and my classmates here for a reason.
The first-year seminar is really built around introducing what we mean by Christian liberal arts, and that is not just to study that, but to actually do it. As we read texts, think about great ideas, refine our writing, make arguments, listen respectfully to students that differ from one another.
So homework wasn't a chore. I engaged deeply with the readings because I wanted to come to class with an insight to share and ready to learn from the students around me. It was an exciting opportunity, and I felt valued as an individual with the things that I could share with the classroom as well as learn.
The Christ at the Core and Advanced Integrative Curriculum is important for our students because it gives them an unparalleled opportunity for critical inquiry and to understand how their academic engagement informs their faith and also how their faith informs their academic engagement.
It's really cool to be in a class that is just combining two very different disciplines, being taught by two different professors, Dr. Townsend just in the Department of Natural Sciences, and then Dr. Barwigan in Christian Formation and Ministry Department, but then seeing how they interact so beautifully in class and how they really just build on what each other are saying.
Students are getting expert knowledge in two very disparate disciplines, and that they're now having to learn how to integrate this. Right. So it teaches them from a liberal arts perspective how to not only take kind of these silos of content and learn it, memorize it for a test, but to see that everything that they're learning contributes to one another.
One of the best things that I've experienced is team teaching and actually having a chance to learn from you.
No, absolutely, that's true. I remember when we had this moment where we were teaching Ursula Le Guin, and I thought this is perfect because we've got a literary scholar and a political philosophy person together and a man and a woman dealing with issues related to gender. And I thought this is such a great experience for the students to be able to hear us working that out, talking that together.
So one of the outcomes in the first year seminar is to learn how to articulate the gospel. And so we, as a seminar, gathered and went to the basement of the Billy Graham Center and went to the pulpit there and began to practice proclaiming the gospel to each other. It was fun to do it together, to hear each other as we were learning better how to communicate the truth of Jesus Christ.
Part of the seminar experience is that we really build a community over the semester that we are together.
One of my favorite memories from core class was actually not during class, but one night when Dr. Lauber, my core professor, had us over to his house for dinner.
And community really built around that. Having food, having coffee, and having our textbooks in front of us.
This was a really impactful experience because as a freshman first semester, it was so nice to have a night where I could spend time in a home with a family eating dinner. Dr. Lauber really showed that he first cared about us as people and then as students, which made my core experience even more impactful and started off my freshman year really well.
And ultimately, this is what it's about: an education for life, a preparation for a life of service, because Christ truly is at the core of what we're doing here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to King Arena. I'm Macy Weeks alongside Cassidy Thornburg, and before we update you on the first half of the game, I just want to let you know that tonight Wheaton basketball is on a mission to raise awareness and funds for the Sarcoma Foundation of America in honor of Katie McDaniels, who, if you were tuning in earlier, you saw her speaking at half court. All donations made tonight can be matched up to $10,000, so please consider how you can contribute to tonight's event. Directions are on the scoreboard. You'll see it right here for how you can donate tonight. Now, Cassidy, tell us what went on during that first half. A little bit crazy. We're still confused here at this table.
Yes, and before Yes, and before we hit on that first quarter, I'd just like to say something too about Katie McDaniels. I was talking to Ellie Zeller earlier, a Wheaton alum who played alongside Katie McDaniels, and I thought she did a really good job of just describing Katie, and one thing that she said that stood out to me was that her teammates never doubted her ability to keep the ball safe. And I think that is a huge compliment to Katie, that as their point guard, that she just continued to be a reliable teammate to that Thunder offense and team.
Absolutely.
So switching gears and moving into the game tonight, yeah, shocking first half. We have the Thunder behind 3 points, 24-27 here in King. Not what you would have expected coming from one of the top teams in the conference, facing one of the bottom teams in the conference, and especially after the last time these two teams faced, and the score was 81-34. So a very different story here in King tonight. And actually, as I've been watching that first half, I thought back to an episode of The Office that I watched, where the Office players took on some guys from the warehouse, and Michael Scott described basketball as a game of jazz. And I didn't really fully get that reference when I first heard it, but really what he was saying is that, like, in jazz you have all these different instruments and all these different players, and when they come together they really create something beautiful. And I think that does a good job of describing the Vikings here tonight, because watching them play basketball is like listening to a really smooth sound of jazz, because the way that they're coming together is beautiful and amazing, and they're really relying on one another's strengths, and they've yet to miss a free throw, and they're really creating this beautiful harmony. But then you look at the other side of the court, and the Thunder are really struggling to create that beautiful harmony, and they're really struggling to, you hear a little like over here and over there, and so they're really struggling to get that harmony to come together. So that reference now finally makes sense to me. But bringing it back to King, it's a struggle tonight for the Thunder, while the Vikings are just elevating their game.
Man, Cassidy, what a poet. My favorite TV show, my favorite sport, my favorite team. Here we are in King Arena as Cassidy was painting that beautiful picture for us. North Park leading Wheaton 27-24. We'll see Wheaton start out with the ball as Hannah Williams steps to the sideline.
Yeah, so it looks like we got the same starting lineup on the court again, right, Macy?
Yes.
Kick things off for the Thunder and the Vikings.
Myroth dribbles inside, kicks out to Frazier. Frazier with a quick three-pointer, and it falls.
Wow, different way to start the game, different way to come out of the half than the way that the Thunder started the game. Again, started the game dry, 18 points, while the Vikings put it over on them, and now coming out and hitting the first three.
Loy over to Johnson. Johnson puts it in. Off to a quick start here in King Arena. For the second half, Myroth over to Kyler. Looks inside, can't get it there. Dembski kicks back to Kyler. Frazier with another three, and it falls!
Back-to-back three-pointers for the Thunder, just what they need. Taking the lead now in this game for the first time.
Newsom dribbles over with her left hand towards Malloy. Gets it inside, but travels. Thunder looked like ready to step out here and do something this second half. Myroth brings it up the floor, passes over to Kyler immediately. Hannah Williams. Dembski up top, back over to Kyler quickly. Hannah Williams cutting through. Turns and misses that layup opportunity. Heavily contested. Newsom dribbling up the floor. Patterson shoots it from the top of the key. Almost rebounded by Kyler, but not quite. Isn't able to pull it down there. Patterson back with the ball. Looks to drive left. Fouled. Shot does not fall.
Right, just by the smile on her face as she got up. Over-exaggerated that one a little bit. Got herself a chance at the free throw line. So again, North Park Vikings shooting perfectly from the line. We'll see if she can continue that run here.
And she does. Patterson puts the first one in. That'll be her third point for the night. Patterson goes for a second. Puts it in. 31-30 here in King Arena. Tight game.
Yeah, just by looking at the Vikings' free throw percentage on the night, they are here to play.
Frazier has it at the top. Kyler cuts around. Back into Frazier. Looks like she got fouled. Reaching call there. We'll see it on the replay.
So Kyler, with control of the ball, pushes it to Frazier. Yeah, it looks like she might have got hit from the back.
Kyler has it in the corner. Back to Myroth. Williams. Dembski inside to Myroth. Skip pass. Kyler. Frazier grabs the rebound on that shot that bounced off. Myroth grabs Frazier's rebound. Dembski looks for a point but can't get it in. Kyler, another foul. That's tough for her. That's 3 very early in the second half.
Yeah, Kyler quick to find herself in deeper foul trouble. Like you said, 3 fouls on the night.
Taylor Sanders, the freshman, back in the game. Newsom brings the ball up the floor. Over to Patterson. Patterson looks to get inside. Finger rolls it in.
Vikings being sure to keep this one close, taking the lead over the Thunder.
Dembski over to the corner. Myroth stuck a little bit. Gets it over to Sanders quickly. Frazier on the outside. Over to Williams. Williams looks to get it inside. Calls travel first. Visible frustration there by Williams. That move typically works for her.
We've had 4 travel calls on the night, 2 from each team. Just shows a lack of control. Those are just little things that you can clean up and get you playing a better style.
Johnson with the ball. Going one-on-one with Frazier. Frazier blocks her down. Sanders able to grab that loose ball.
Yeah, good grab by Sanders. Sanders not typically into the game this early. So again, shows that Coach Madsen is really looking for a solution here as the Thunder are trailing by the Vikings.
Dembski just kind of holding it out there, letting the clock tick down a little bit. Sanders, same deal. Looks into Frazier. Frazier really posting up inside. Looks to bounce out to Dembski. A little hard, isn't able to grab it. We're going to see Van Villesen enter the game. 6 points for the Vikings.
Yeah, Villesen, the number 2 scorer so far on the night for the Vikings, total 4 points.
Newsom looks to make something happen but can't do it. Myroth grabs the rebound, pushes up the floor, over to Sanders in the corner. Frazier at the top, tries to get it inside to Myroth, but grabbed by Malloy. Villesen pushing up the floor, back to Malloy, inside against Frazier, throws it up, nothing happens. Back to Villesen. Threads the needle, and it's in. Johnson able to put that one in. Easy bucket for the Vikings. Myroth back up the floor.
Yeah, you can hear Johnson has a lot of fans in the crowd tonight. Went to high school at Wheaton Warrenville South, which is just across town. So you know that she has a lot of close friends from last year here cheering her on.
Myroth looks to do something but gets swatted down. Villesen pushing up the floor quickly. 3-on-1, gets swatted down by Dembski. Dembski pushed up to Myroth. Malloy, quick foul there.
Yeah, you can see Myroth grabbing her nose. Looking here on the replay, that one pushed to her from Dembski and just got knocked in the nose.
See Madsen and Neeram re-enter the game.
So just like it's not typical to see Sanders into the game so early, not typically to see Neeram so early into the second quarter either.
Madsen doing some work with the handles there, able to get the foul. Be under the basket for the Thunder. Rapp re-entering the game here for the Vikings. Myroth tosses over to Frazier. Myroth at the top. Throws over to Madsen. Madsen looking for something. Frazier on the wing. Throws down to Neerum. Myroth. It's in. That little cross lane floater there. 32-35. Vikings still lead. Xander shoots over. Patterson shoots just short. Frazier pulls it down. Over to Myroth. Thunder moving quickly to get in this offensive set. Over to Williams. Williams dribbles. Turnover. Johnson looking to push up the floor. Left-hand layup, easy bucket.
Yeah, the Vikings continuing to find success within the paint. You know, Macy, I've been continuing to ask myself why a team so tall as the Thunder has just continued to struggle against a team that is like half their size. And I think it's because the Vikings are so quick and agile. You see them moving around the court, and they're so much faster than the Thunder that the Thunder just really can't keep up. And so they they continue to pick up the pace on the Thunder, and I think that's where the Thunder is struggling to hang with them.
And they've got some really good ball handlers, and that just makes you a step quicker on the offensive end. Rapp with the ball at the top of the key. Myroth defending her. Villison on the wing. Neerum doing a great job of shutting down that post, but isn't able to step over and help. Looks like a foul there. Not sure if that was Madsen or Neerum. Excuse me, that was a Viking foul. That'll be on Johnson. She did a little over the back move there. Myroth with the ball in. Ball goes to Frazier inside. Kicked out to Madsen. Madsen shoots. Short, but Frazier pulls it down. Puts it back up for 2 points.
Yeah, good look by Madsen there. I say that because we were right behind her, so I saw exactly what she saw. But then good follow through and second chance points by Neerum.
Myroth pulls the rebound down there. Throws up to Williams. Williams open. Waits on that shot. Shoots over to Frazier. Frazier not able to hit it.
In a game as close as this one, rebounds are huge. Every grab counts. So right there by the Vikings, a very good move to get the ball going the other way.
Rapp just almost went coast to coast. Got fouled. Looks like she'll be at the free throw line. Thunder needs to do a better job of stepping up and shutting that down earlier. We'll see Rapp at the free throw line for the first time tonight. First miss of the night.
Yeah, so Rapp hasn't seen a ton of free throws in her time playing for the Vikings, but still struggles when it comes to the charity stripe. Unable to get that one to go either. Shoots 28%.
Gets her own rebound though, and Rapp's able to put that back in.
Yeah, so a little redemption there for Rapp. And just an area of improvement for her moving forward, as she is a fairly young player with the Vikings. You know, free throws are something you can always improve as a young player.
Neerum over to Madsen. Madsen shoots over to Williams at the top. Good cut by Frazier into the paint. Gets tangled up over to Madsen. Madsen throws over inside to Frazier. Myroth on the wing isn't able to go. See Rapp pushing it up. Patterson draws the foul there. Myroth, we'll see. Let's look at the replay here. Looks like she got a little bit handsy there.
Yeah, it did look like she got a little bit handsy. You can see the frustration on her face, but I think the call there was justified.
Dembski re-enters the game. Ball on the wing. Villison shoots it way off. Vikings do their best to recover that ball, but unable to do it. Neerum will throw in to Dembski here. Frazier looking around. Tough defense on her.
Very tough defense.
3 for Dembski. 2-point difference here in King Arena. Immediately Followed by a three-pointer by Patterson, but luckily that does not fall. Dembski looking for Hannah Williams. Hannah to Hannah. Missed that layup, but is going to get 2 chances at the charity stripe here. See, here she drives in.
Hannah Frazier shoots 79% from the line.
Frazier misses that one. Atypical of her, but hopefully she can put this next one in.
Yeah, atypical of her is right. Makes most of the free throws that she puts up.
Knocks down the second. Viking ball here. Had a couple people re-enter. Patterson up top. Looking for Newsom, but can't get it there. Over to Somerville, but offensive foul called, it looks like. Dembski over to Madsen. Good cut by Frazier. Frazier did an excellent job there of cutting, getting the defender to jump over, and then having that open shot. You see it here again on the replay, cuts over. Madsen does a great job of getting it to her, pump fake, and fouled. Just a reminder that tonight you can help us reach our goal of raising $10,000 for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. Directions are listed on the bottom of the screen for how you can donate to tonight's event honoring Katie McDaniels and her battle with sarcoma. An anonymous donor will match any donation up to $10,000, so please consider how you can support this cause. Patterson working through some traffic here, gets inside. Passes over to Johnson, fouled by Neeram.
Yeah, and this trip to the charity stripe, as you can see on the replay, is a reward for her hard work as she's just trying to dig past Hannah Williams and Emily Neeram.
First one is good for Johnson. She'll go again here. Hits it.
So for the night, 4 for 4 for Jayla Johnson.
Dembski shoots from the top of the key.
Found success there earlier, so good idea to give it another look.
Madsen grabs that rebound.
What a hard effort by Newsom, drive to the basket. She is just going lights out in tonight's game.
Hannah Williams tries a pump fake, doesn't work. Looks like that foul's on Dembski. It's tough, pretty far from Vikings basket on that one.
Yeah, and I think actually that struggle for the ball was just a good picture of tonight's game. You know, the story of the game has really been that the Thunder have just been struggling to put points up on the board. And you can see it in that picture with Dembski just trying to grab for the ball but not finding success, and instead the Vikings getting the shot.
Xander able to put that one in. Dembski back up the floor. 20 seconds left, no shot clock at this point. Timeout by Madsen, looking to get a bucket in this third quarter. Cassie, talk to me a little bit about Hannah. Looks like a quiet player tonight, but some interesting statistics for sure.
Yeah, Hannah Frazier succeeding her average points per game. Usually shoots around 18 points per game, and tonight she's up at 20. So though she has, like you said, seems like a quiet player, you haven't heard much of her, and she typically has this like step back two from the right side corner that she hasn't even looked at. Tonight she still has found success. Those 20 points being the lead scorer for the Thunder. So while Hannah Frazier is having a lot of success, with the exception of Kirsten Matson, the rest of the Thunder are really struggling to put points up on the board. Usually there's another supporting player behind Hannah who contributes to the Thunder's overall points. And towards the first half of the season, they averaged 70 points per game. Their last game was around 50 points, and this game at the end of the third quarter is around 40 points. So as a whole, they've struggled to put points up.
Hannah stuck at the top of the key, looks to drive in, kicks over to Williams. Williams shoots, and it falls.
So she must have heard us talking about just needing another player from the Thunder to step up and put some points up, because there it is. Beautiful basket from outside the arc.
Little discussion here on the court. Basket's going to be good, so Thunder's safe there. They now lead by 1 point. Neeram is also going to get a chance at the charity stripe.
Right, her first time of the night at the free throw line.
So defensive foul under the basket. Ref just directly talked to us.
Feel so honored.
Foul came after the shot on that.
I guess sitting on the court makes us seem pretty important.
Neeram knocks the first one down, misses the second. 4 seconds left. Malloy looking to push quickly. Shoots from the volleyball line. Doesn't fall.
Wow, I love that she just went for that from so far out. So yeah, going into this last quarter, the Thunder up 2 points. Such a close game here in King. Not one you would have expected. Again, last time these two teams played, the Thunder beat them out 50 points. So 50 points earlier in the season, now a 2-point difference. The Thunder missing 2 key players, Jen and Jill Berg, tonight. Could say something about the way this game is going, but you know, they do have a strong lineup, so that's not the whole story. It's not just the absence of Jen and Jill Berg. I think actually to answer what is really going on with the Thunder, you also have to look at the other side and just give applause. Give applause for the Vikings, who are at the bottom of conference but are fighting in this game tonight. There's a new rule in the CCIW tournament, so instead of 4 teams going into the tournament, now 6 are going to get the chance to play. And I think after watching this game tonight, I expect the Vikings to be in that game, because they are a strong contender for that tournament, as they've shown against the Thunder, who just last week were 22nd in the nation according to D3Hoops.com. So if they can do that against the Thunder, look out the rest of the CCIW, because the Vikings are hot and they are coming.
Yeah, and I think a big part of their game plan must have been to shut Hannah Williams down. Usually a really, really big score. Just 6 points tonight, and 3 of those we just saw seconds ago. So definitely executing a game plan here. We're going to see this 4th quarter kickoff. Newsom passing over to the wing. Malloy left-handed driving over. Pulls back out. Gets inside of Johnson. Johnson not able to make anything of that. Myroff pulls the ball back up. Frazier with a hook pass. No shot. Fouled on the floor. Thunder has done a good job tonight of getting really good cuts, like we see Kyler on the replay. Cuts down and is able to draw a foul. See Somerville re-enter the game for the Vikings. Hannah Williams at the top of the key, looks to drive in. Gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, so Hannah Williams at the free throw line, a very strong shooter. Able to put up the first one. And as Hannah Williams will get the chance to put another up. A couple other games in the CCIW going on tonight. North Central played Carroll University at 2 p.m. and got the W 77-64 in Waukesha, Wisconsin at the Van Male Fieldhouse. And we have a couple other games in the CCIW that we'll continue to update you on as this game continues.
Newsom really letting that clock run down. 10 seconds left on the shot clock right now. Looking for that drive. Beats Myroff. Gets inside but isn't able to make anything of it. Kyler passes over to Myroff. Myroff down in the corner. Dembski. Dembski looked for the shot but decided against it. Hannah Williams at the top of the key. Over to Myroff. Dembski back in the corner. Kyler. Hannah Williams circles around. Back to Dembski. Dembski shoots one. Nails it.
Oh, what a shot. Outside corner. Dembski so smooth, so beautiful. That's her shot from behind the arc, and she, again, nailed it.
Kyler looked like a volleyball block there, able to knock that one down. Over to Patterson. Back to Somerville. Somerville working a little bit around the top to Malloy. Malloy gets inside, elbow shot, knocks it down. Kyler back to Myroth, keeping this game fast-paced for sure. Myroth will look to drive inside. Beats her defender, kicks over to Frazier, who kicks over to Dembski. Now with Kyler on the top. Dembski back in that wing area. Kyler looks for Frazier, but results in a turnover. Malloy beats Williams. Hits that right-handed layup.
Wow, Malloy beelines for the basket and gets it. Hard-working performance by her and just what the Vikings need as they're trailing 2 points to the Thunder.
Williams looks inside, gets it to Frazier. Frazier able to dump over. Myroth hits it for 2.
Wow, going point for point here in King. This game is getting exciting, and like you said, very fast-paced. The Thunder have learned that in order to keep up with the Vikings, they just got to move quick.
Patterson gets knocked down by Williams. Williams just pounding up the floor. Kyler on the wing, over to Frazier. Frazier goes for a 3, nails it.
There we go. Christy Dembski puts one up and gets it. And then Hannah Williams, like, I want some of that. Gets a taste of her own from around the arc.
Yeah, we definitely have a game now for sure. At the beginning, I was a little worried about how the Thunder was going to perform, but
8-point trail is not what you expected to see. So, like I mentioned, a couple other games in the CCIW going on in the game, tonight. So, IWU taking on Augustana out at Illinois Wesleyan, leading 81-60. And then tomorrow night, due to a lot of snow here in Illinois, we got a lot in Wheaton, but also just as a whole, Illinois has been covered. A couple games got rescheduled to tomorrow. So Millikan University will play their doubleheader men and women's basketball games tomorrow on Sunday evening at 4 and 6 p.m.
Hannah Frazier in double-double territory for the Thunder. 23 points, 15 rebounds, 6 blocks. Quite the game she's having tonight.
Yeah, lead scorer for the Thunder on Wednesday night was Devin Kyler, so Hannah Frazier taking back her role as lead scorer for the Thunder.
I'm Macy Weeks alongside Cassidy Thornburg here tonight in King Arena for Sarcoma Awareness Night. If you're just tuning in, follow the instructions below to donate to a great cause. We're 53-46 here with the Wheaton Thunder leading the North Park Vikings. Billison kicks over to Johnson. Johnson gets in for a left-handed layup, powers up, and hits it. Myroth over to Kyler. Kyler gets it inside of Frazier. Grabs that pass with one hand, able to do her signature turn and hook.
Yeah, great teamwork there. You saw them communicating after the basket was put up. A little smile and encouragement.
Some good defense by the Thunder there, forcing the Vikings into a turnover. Malloy is re-entering the game here. Myroth doing good work at the point guard position. Hannah Williams over to Madsen. Kyler keeps it up top. Williams looking for something. Shot clock's running down. Look inside. Myroth trapped. 3 seconds left. Hannah Williams puts something up. Falls just short. Clock resets. It's Myroth grabs a rebound. Kicks over to Madsen. Spin move. Quite the play. That was a tough grab there, but she was able to make it happen. Malloy is carrying the ball at the top of the key for the Vikings. Xander over to Villison. Villison on the right side. Kicks over to Patterson. Newsom gets fouled. She'll shoot 2. She's 2 and 2 on the night from the free throw line. Myroth there picked up her 3rd foul.
Yeah, so Myroth finding herself in deeper foul trouble. Last time these two teams played, she fouled out of the game. So just 5 minutes here in King, but want to be careful of that, not to do so again.
Newsom able to knock that first one down. She'll try again here. That one's good.
So Newsom will go 4-4 on the night now. Very successful run on the free throw line.
Again, tonight is our sarcoma awareness night. Really want all of our viewers to get out there and donate tonight. Wheaton basketball and Rikens Rowdies are fighting back against the cancer. Tonight's event honors the 2017 grad Katie McDaniels and her battle against it. All donations tonight supporting the Sarcoma Foundation of America will be matched up to $10,000. So help us reach our goal. See the information on the bottom of the screen to see how you can join the fight against sarcoma.
Yeah, at halftime we got the chance to hear from Katie McDaniels, who stood in the center of court and just shared a little bit about her experience battling sarcoma and just having cancer. And I thought one thing she said that it was just really beautiful to hear her vulnerability and just how raw she was with the audience here in King Arena and you back home. And she also just mentioned too that she's had some post-traumatic stress since having the cancer, and that's just an ongoing battle that she has faced, but beautiful the way that she has handled it and the way that she is now taking on this cause for sarcoma awareness.
Absolutely. What a fighter and what a good role model for these Wheaton basketball players to look up to now. Madsen gets the ball in the corner, drives in, hits it. Madsen able to put in that heavily defended layup there.
Yes, heavily defended. And again, I think she's finding so much advantage in this game over the Vikings because she's the same size as so many of the Vikings, and she stands at 5'4" alongside Newsom and several other Vikings players, and I think her quickness and agility is really showing in the game tonight.
Good
so
chance
she's
to
able
build
to put
confidence
up.
as well, for sure.
Absolutely. So that last points take her to 9 points on the night.
Madsen looks for a 3, can't get it. Hannah Frazier tries to pull it down, not able to do so. Newsom really trying to draw that foul, but refs aren't buying it anymore. Madsen, skip pass. Kyler looks inside, but decides not to go there. Myroth over to the corner. Hannah Williams has it at the top. Lots of cutting inside the paint. Frazier saying, use me, to Myroth. Myroth uses it, but can't put that shot in. Thunder's leading by 9 points here in King Arena. Malloy, quick player, clearly able to get up and down the floor and pass a lot of the Thunder players. Myroth pushing over to Madsen. Frazier has the ball now. Myroth throws over to Williams. Williams doesn't go for the shot. Myroth wide open in the lane, but kicks over to Frazier for a turnover. Villison pushing the ball. Numbers are to the Wheaton's favor, but she's still able to hit that shot.
Yeah, that move by Maddie Zander over Hannah Frazier was incredible. Maddie Zander, a freshman actually from Wheaton, Illinois, so Wheaton North High School, just in the neighborhood, but really able to pull one over on Hannah Frazier. a preseason All-American, constantly named CCIW Player of the Week. So to be a freshman and to be able to put that up against Hannah Frazier is really saying something about her future here with the Vikings.
Absolutely. 59-52 here in King Arena. Not quite the game we were expecting, but one that's definitely interesting to watch. We have just about 3.5 minutes left here. If you're just tuning in to WTSN, make sure to follow the on-screen instructions for the Sarcoma Foundation of America as we raise awareness and funds tonight. We're going to see Kyler throw the ball into Dembski. Myroth. Looks like the Vikings picked up a little bit of a man zone there. Nothing came of it. Kyler now has the ball at the top. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Dembski. We have an off-the-ball foul. Looks like it came from the baseline. That came from Newsom, her second foul. Myroth tosses the ball in to Kyler. Kyler off Frazier's screen. Looks for Myroth in the corner. Myroth throws over to Frazier. Frazier throws over to Dembski, and she misses that shot. Dembski back to Myroth. Myroth tries to get that pass through to Frazier, but isn't able to quite get it there. Good look for sure, though. Billison brings the ball up. Vikings now feeling the pressure. Wilson just kind of throws one up and hopes to get her own rebound, but that plan does not work out for her. Now Thunderball. Man-to-man zone here.
I think if you're the Vikings here, down 7 points with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, you're going to be wanting to look to get the ball to Jayla Johnson. She's had a strong night already, putting up 18 points. Not her all-time highest. That would be against Milliken, 31 points at the beginning of the season, but still a strong score for the Vikings, who I think is a leader that you look to right now in these final moments.
Hannah Williams has the ball on the outside, hands over to Frazier. Back up to Kyler. Hannah Williams looks inside to Frazier. Turns to Kyler. Kyler shoots. Can't get it to go. Dembski on the rebound, though. Back up to Kyler. Dembski looking inside to Frazier. Tries to do her spin move, but can't get it. 28 seconds left on the shot clock as it's already reset. Thunder can run this clock down. But Frazier's going to look for the shot, reset the shot clock again. Myroth's able to grab that rebound and kicks out. Kyler over to Myroth, inside of Frazier, who tries to drive, gets fouled.
Good move to the basket there by Hannah Frazier, able to draw the foul. You'll see it here on the replay again. Myroth pops it over to Hannah Frazier, who drives, tries to get around Jayla Johnson, and catches the hand foul there.
Frazier doing a good job of taking shots when we need them to be taken. Knocks down her first shot.
So that'll take her 8 to 9 on the night. Free throw percentage for tonight, 89%, above her average, which is 79%. So very great night for her at the charity stripe.
This is that second shot. Malloy now with the ball. Vikings have to work fast if they want to close this 8-point deficit. Thunder able to deflect it, gonna run down this clock as much as they can. Over to Williams, she hustles after it, can't grab it, but is able to tip it back into play. Newsom now has the ball, looking to get a quick bucket. Tries to power into Myroth. Draws the foul, but before the shot.
Wheaton foul number 15, Myroth number 4, team foul number 2.
Vikings looking to get a quick score here. Stagnant offense. Newsom runs it inside. Lands a little weird, but looks like she's okay. Get 2 shots here.
Yeah, it looked like she fell on her head a little bit there.
Newsom knocks down the first, cutting the lead to 7 points for the Thunder.
So Newsome's still perfect from the free throw line on the night. And I spoke too early. There's that broadcaster's curse. Just when you say something,
Johnson able to grab her rebound though on that miss and put it back. Now 55 to 60. Vikings doing everything they can. But Newsome runs just past Hannah Williams. Lucky for them, Hannah Williams draws the charge there. They'll head back down to Viking side. We'll see it here on the replay. That was a good job there of Johnson by really getting her feet set and doing her best to draw that charge.
Yeah, and that's an open door for the Vikings here. Looking like this game was coming to a quick close, but not anymore. Vikings still in it, down 5 points. But the reason the Thunder called the timeout here is to regather and make sure that the Vikings don't come back in these final moments.
Vikings really need to capitalize on this possession if they want to have some extra time afterwards. Otherwise, the Thunder can really just run down the shot clock. The game can end there.
But some standout, Macy. Some standout performances tonight. Hannah Frazier, 26 points on the night. Kirsten Madsen, not a starter for the Thunder, but has been the second lead scorer for the Thunder tonight. 9 points and 4 rebounds. So a very, very strong performance by Kirsten Madsen, who's really been working her butt off tonight. Then North Park, the Vikings, lead scorer Jayla Johnson, 20 points on the night. And just behind her is going to be Villison, who has 8 points.
Speaking of working your butt off, that's definitely, we can see that in the stats. Kirsten Madsen has 2 more rebounds, who's 5'4", than Devin Kyler, who's 6'2". So definitely putting in the effort tonight.
Yes, and since you mentioned it too, Devin Kyler usually brings in a lot of rebounds for the Thunder, but has certainly been struggling in that area tonight. We haven't seen a lot of her, and I think she has been shut down and just been struggling not to draw too many fouls. There it is, as she draws her 3rd rebound.
But Kyler did an excellent job, just like you just said, right there, of shutting that down. Fortunately, Thunder does waste the ball that they have. That was a good opportunity to run some time off the clock. Could have ran it down to 10 seconds there, but instead, the Vikings will get the football with 40 seconds left on the clock.
So still a game here in King. But just to mention, with Devin Kyler's 3rd rebound, she's going to become the 6th player in program history with 700 career rebounds. I actually have been just waiting all night for her to get that 3 rebounds so I could say that. But 700 career rebounds for Devin Kyler. She's 1 assist away from passing Stephanie Clark for 12th on women's career assist list with 282. So 2 things for Devin Kyler tonight. 700 career rebounds, as well as passing Stephanie Clark 12th on Wheaton's career assist list.
We're going to see this game come to a close here, but we'll see how it finishes out, as the Vikings are not going to stop fighting. They've made that clear all night. Newsome drives inside. Myroth lets her pass, but can't put it in. Looks like that's Johnson gets fouled on that. She'll have the opportunity to hit these 2, and the clock's going to stop.
Yeah, right there we had Newsome drive to the basket, and now Johnson at the line. 2 players that actually, Macy, you and I earlier were in one of the rooms where the women's basketball team uses the whiteboard, and they had circled both Newsome and Johnson on the whiteboard for good reason, as we've seen tonight. Both been strong contributors for the Vikings.
That is for sure. We're now 57 to 60. Thunder's going to want to control the ball for almost the rest of this game. There's going to be 30 seconds on the shot clock. There's 31.7 seconds left. So if they play it right, there can be 1.7 seconds left when the Vikings get the ball.
Critical free throws there for Newsome. Did not disappoint for the Vikings. Has a 83% from the free throw line tonight. Went 5 for 6. A player that has proved in final moments, when the game is on the line, she will show up.
Yeah, that's what you want to look to with your strong players. Just that clutch ability that Johnson obviously has. That was a high pressure situation, and she was able to deliver. Just going to give it one more shout out tonight for this girls game. Don't miss your chance to win one of 3 Chicago Bulls VIP ticket packages or a basketball autographed by the Greek Freak. Visit athletics.wheaton.edu/sarcoma awareness for more information about tonight's silent auction to benefit the Sarcoma Foundation. We're back in the game. I'm Macy Weeks, accompanied by Cassidy Thornburg. We'll start that off. Hannah Williams with a travel. Great defense by the Vikings, and they'll get the ball back with 27.6 seconds left on the clock. Newsom. They're going to try to get a really good shot off here. Villison. Clearly a travel there. If we get a replay, we'll see it, but jumped over to make sure she was in 3-point territory.
Back-to-back travel calls from the Thunder to the Vikings in these final moments. So critical for each of these two teams.
Newsom running into the scoreboard there. I think she's all right. Knocked down the banner a little bit, but some tough defense. 17.2 seconds. The Thunder can control this game if they play it right. Frazier with the ball. That's where you want to be. She picks up that foul.
It's crazy to think that this game could have come down to 2 traveling calls.
That's for sure. We're going to see Frazier, who has missed 2 free throws tonight, but has hit 8.
Maybe you should have said that first. Hit 8, but, you know, missed 2.
We'll see her go for 2 more here. Hit that first one. That really is obviously to the Thunder's advantage now. 4-point lead instead of that 3. It'll take a special play to hit 4 points. Frazier knocks those both down. That puts Wheaton in a really good spot to finish this game off. But Vikings are not going to let it go.
So we've continued to discuss that tonight is Sarcoma Awareness Night for Katie McDaniels. And a couple things that fans can win tonight in King Arena. You can bid on the Giannis Antetokounmpo autographed basketball for the Greek Freak, plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think now is the time to get that. You know, given that he's a power forward and most likely alongside LeBron James will pull ahead as a captain for the All-Star draft. If you have his autograph and he's the captain for the All-Star draft, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty special.
10 times cooler.
And of course it's going to a good cause, and that's what's most important tonight. But you're going to get some sweet prizes if you head on over and bid that way now. So again, you can go to athletics.wheaton.edu/sarcoma, SARCOMA-awareness. We're going to finish this game off here, and we'll shortly be followed by a men's game. Hopefully the Wheaton women are able to pull this out and the men are able to do the same. Ball goes into Newsom. She's quickly rushing up the floor. Obviously trying to get some points here. Ball in the hockey. Kyler doing exactly what she should be doing, letting the clock run out. Over to Williams. Then the Thunder win the game. 62-57 here in King Arena. Cassidy, what a game we had tonight.
Yes, very different game than expected. Who would have thought that this one between the Thunder and the Vikings would have come just 5 points after the last game was a whopping 50-point difference. So with tonight's game, the Thunder are going to become 8-1 in conference, while the Vikings will be 3-6.
Of course, that's going to put the Thunder record to 14-4 overall to this season.
Right, so another win for the Thunder. Moving closer and closer to that CCIW tournament coming up in just a few weeks. Again, this year with the change, there's going to be 6 teams now able to take place in that CCIW tournament. So the Wheaton Thunder going to be in that tournament. Now the Vikings still trying to make a play at the tournament, currently sitting in 6th place. So going to want to do everything they can in their last few games in order to get a bid for that tournament.
Well, that's all for us tonight as the Wheaton Thunder ladies took that win 62-57 over the North Park Vikings. That's going to be it for Cassidy Thornburg and Macy Weeks. You can check back in a few minutes for the guys' game, shortly to follow as they will take on North Park as well. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, tonight is Sarcoma Awareness Night. If you have anything in your pocket that you're able to give, just consider donating to this great cause. We'll catch you next time on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.